Quotes about compassion. Compassion for others begins with kindness to ourselves. Pema Chand. When we come into contact with the other person, our thoughts and actions should express our mind of compassion, even if that person says and does things that are not easy to accept. Radiate boundless love towards the entire world above, below, and across unhindered, without ill will, without enmity. Gautama Buddha. That is what compassion does. It challenges our assumptions, our sense of self-limitation, worthlessness, of not having a place in the world. As we develop compassion, our hearts open. Sharon Salz. Until he extends his circle of compassion to include all living things, man will not himself find peace. Albert Schweitzer. Remember that everyone you meet is afraid of something, and has lost something. Jackson Brown Jr. We are all different. Don't judge, understand instead. Roy T. Bennett. You have not lived today until you have done something for someone who can never repay you. John Bunyan. Compassion is the desire that moves the individual self to widen the scope of its self-concern, to embrace the whole of the universal self. Arnold Toynbee. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Dalai Lama. One can overcome the forces of negative emotions, like anger and hatred, by cultivating their counter forces, like love and compassion. Dalai Lama. Compassion and tolerance are not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. The whole purpose of religion is to facilitate love and compassion, patience, tolerance, humility, and forgiveness. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Dalai Lama. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. John F. Kennedy. No one has ever become poor by giving. Anne Frank. Compassion is an action word with no boundaries. Prince. When we give ourselves compassion, we are opening our hearts in a way that can transform our lives. Kristen Neff. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognized moral qualities of men. Confucius. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circles of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Albert Einstein. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. Pema Chand. When you have learned compassion for yourself, Compassion for others is automatic. Hinepala Gunaratana. Look at flowers, butterflies, trees, and children with the eyes of compassion. Compassion will change your life and make it wonderful. One is not called noble who harms living beings. By not harming living beings, one is called noble. Let our hearts be stretched out in compassion toward others, for everyone is walking his or her own difficult path. Dieter F. Uchtdorf. Compassion will cure more sins than condemnation. Henry Ward Beecher. There never was any heart truly great and generous that was not also tender and compassionate. Robert Frost. Compassion is the basis of morale. Arthur Schopenhauer. For me, I am driven by two main philosophies: know more today about the world than I knew yesterday and lessen the suffering of others. You'd be surprised how far that gets you. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I would rather make mistakes in kindness and compassion than work miracles in unkindness and hardness. Mother Teresa. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Albert Schweitzer. Whether one believes in a religion or not, and whether one believes in rebirth or not, there isn't anyone who doesn't appreciate kindness and compassion. Dalai Lama. Only the development of compassion and understanding for others can bring us the tranquility and happiness we all seek. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. Lao Tzu.